And Maera and Clymene I saw, and hateful Eriphyle, who took fine gold for the price of her dear lord's life. But I cannot tell or name all the wives and daughters of the heroes that I saw, ere that the immortal night would wane. Nay, it is even now time to sleep. Whether I go to the swift ship to my company, or abide here, and for my convoy you and the gods will care. So spake he, and a dead silence fell on all, and they were all spellbound throughout the shadowy halls. Then Arete of the white arms spake first among them. Phaeacians, what think you of this man for comeliness and stature, and within for wisdom of heart? Moreover, he is my guest, though every one of you hath his share in this honor. Wherefore haste not to send him hence, and stint not these your gifts for one that stands in such sore need of them, for ye have much treasure stored in your halls by the grace of the gods. Then too spake among them the old man, Lord Alcinous, that was an elder among the Phaeacians. Friends, behold, the speech of our wise queen is not wide of the mark, nor far from our deeming, so hearken ye thereto. But on Alcinous here both word and work depend. Then Alcinous made answer, and spake unto him, Yea, the word that she hath spoken shall hold, if indeed I am yet to live and bear rule among the Phaeacians, master of the oar. Howbeit let the stranger, for all his craving to return, nevertheless endure to abide until the morrow, till I make up the full measure of the gift. And men shall care for his convoy, all men, but I in chief, for mine is the lordship in the land. Gah, reality jump scare. I've been so woven into the story that Odysseus is telling that even though I knew and have commented on the fact that this is a story he's been telling to the land of the Phaeacians, the kingdom, the court, to have Alcinous and Arete just come back into the story all of a sudden, I kind of feel like someone walked in while I was taking a shower. I felt very exposed for a moment. I don't know why. But what's transpiring here? We've got Odysseus coming to the end of his long rogues gallery of women that he is speaking to in the land of the dead, and saying, you know what, actually, I can't go through every single one of them because it's getting kind of late and I want to go to bed. So whether I'm sleeping here or I'm sleeping back at the ship, I know that you and the gods will take care of us, so let's wrap this up. And I'm trying to parse a little bit. I'm assuming by their actions, it's speaking for the impact that Odysseus' story is having on them. But Arete first saying, and then it being echoed by Alcinous, and then made official by Alcinous, that everyone in this hall is moved by his story to the point of needing to provide Odysseus gifts for supplication, for his voyage home, for the treasure that he is deserved, I guess, by the laws of Xenia. So she's asking all the men to go home, get the treasure, and bring it back. And Alcinous seems fairly honorable here, saying that I know Odysseus wants to get home immediately. We got to get him a gift. We gotta get him everything, and I need a little time to get it all together. Quote, till I make up the full measure of the gift. But goes on to say that the men shall care for his convoy, but I in chief, for mine is the lordship in the land. That's a little archaic way of saying it, but I believe that he's saying Alcinous is offering to, escort Odysseus home. Actually, let me just do a quick bit of research on how that archaic phrasing comes across to make sure that I'm understanding it correctly here. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I guess I don't have confirmation as to whether or not Alcinous will escort Odysseus along with the convoy, or just that he is going to personally oversee that everything is brought together in a satisfactory way that honors Odysseus. But let's pause for a moment too to just, I want to pull out this one line here So spake he, and dead silence fell on all, and they were spellbound throughout the shadowy halls. One line, but you can imagine we've been witnessing this flashback of Odysseus for chapters now. I mean, going back to Polyphemus and Circe and, all of the various islands that they've gone to. And suddenly we snap back into the halls here. And everyone, if we remember way back, what was it, chapter 8? Book 8, was it? I think I kind of transitioned from book 8 to book 9. He's been telling a long story. And this line, I think, shows just how captivated they all are. And we can debate, the reliability of Odysseus's narration, as I've brought up many, many times. But one, I think, indisputable fact is that regardless of motives or intent, Odysseus is an expert storyteller. It's having an effect on the people in the hall that's listening to him. In effect, Homer's voice becomes Odysseus's voice, so us, the audience of the Odyssey, is captivated by him, to the point where, as I said at the beginning of this commentary, I was a little shocked at coming back to reality. I was so woven up in that spellbound nature as well. I didn't get to see much depth of this, but in my kind of notes and research that I do, I just kind of earmark places where I come across academic or scholarly debate or interpretations of things. And they're calling this moment in book 11 a intermezzo, a sort of interruption of the story. And the question is to why. What does it mean? What is its function? My guess, going back to some early research we did, is that this is a moment when the oral performance would have paused for a day before coming back, or either changing storytellers. I don't know if it's stopping for a day and coming back the next day or what, but a pause in the performance to give both audiences and performers a little break. But the academic debate seems to be around the function of this beyond that, both regarding the narrative, and that I saw, let me see if I could find the exact line here. One interpretation is that the Phaeacians' praise functions as a internal authentication of Odysseus' story, basically endorsing Odysseus as a truthful and authoritative narrator. I mean, I don't know. That's just the debate. I don't know if I even 100% agree with that, because the true mark of a good BS artist is that you get someone to believe you. You are affecting them and hitting them in their emotions in order to lure them in deeper. But I'm not going to be relitigating that whole thing. I'll just say, sure, why not? As far as the narrative is concerned and what's important, the Phaeacians truly believe Odysseus and want to sincerely help him not only return home, but return home with the riches they believe he rightly deserves. Okay, I know we didn't get to the reference book today, but perhaps there'll be time tomorrow. I thought we were going to do more dead people stuff. So join me here then, won't you, for a little bit more book 11. Until then, okay, goodbye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.